All right, my name is Missionary McQueen. My name is Dashambra McQueen. I am the founder of McQueen Foundation International Ministry. And our mission is to fight hunger around the world. And we're currently fighting hunger in 12 different states and 3 different countries. And, you know, this just didn't happen overnight. I got this passion because I used to be homeless myself. And just to make this long story quick, because it can get really long, I'm trying to sum it up.
But we want to know. We want to know
details.
All right, well, let me get comfortable, girl. Let me put my water in. Let me get a little comfortable over here. So pretty much, the homeless organization started because I was homeless myself. And, you know, I can't say that I've been homeless my whole life and things of that nature, but my mother had a business. I worked for my mother for almost 20 years in the home health field. And the dream was for me to own our family business, and my mother actually was going to be like the missionary. That was the whole entire plan. And unfortunately, we ended up losing our family business. And within 2 months, like, I lost every single thing after making like $2,000, $3,000 every 2 weeks. So that more than anything is show you how irresponsible I was with funds. You know, I was buying these big screen TVs.
Money management.
No money, like, cause I just knew that every 2 weeks I was gonna get this money. You know, so when you expecting something to come, you're not really trying to save.
That's
You know
right.
you can make it back.
Exactly. So, you know, I was buying these big screen TVs. I was buying all these rims, all this.
Was it 20s, girl?
22s. But yeah, it was 22s. Let's be real.
20s.
I was 20s. I was getting 22s, y'all. And now, let me just say this really fast. My mother didn't lose her business based off nothing that we did wrong. We was doing home health, and we was working with this doctor, and he ended up like stealing over $1 billion from Medicare. And any home health agency that was connected to him shut it down.
Wow.
It was 12 agencies in Dallas that got shut down. And I will never forget the day that he was on the news. I will never forget. We was watching the news. They were like, Dr. So-and-so just got busted. You know, they had him going his handcuffs. And I'm like, girl, when I called my mama, and I'm like, mama, like the doctor in jail and da-da-da. And, you know, my mama is a real Christian lady. The Lord got us. Don't you worry about nothing. We ain't done nothing wrong. The Lord got us. And, girl, I will never forget. It was 8 o'clock the next morning. And FBI agents walked in our office in all black with their sunglasses. And I'm like, mama, what the Lord need to come.
Right now. Right now. Right now.
Seriously, y'all. So it was really one of the most difficult situations in my life because we couldn't pay our employees. We had a large home health agency, so they pretty much stopped all our payments. So we ended up getting into it when employees, people was trying to beat on the door. We want our check, we want our money. But the government has stopped the funding because, of course, we was getting funding by the government.
Yeah.
So to summarize that on up, so after 2 months, you know, I get to selling stuff. I started selling my TVs and, you know, selling my
22s.
rim. Them 22, baby, you got to go 22s. I need the originals back over here. And from that point on, my life really kind of went downhill because all I knew in my life was medical field. And no one wanted to hire me because they like, oh, that's the high agency. That's the girl over there. They got busted. You know, so nobody wanted to hire me. So I ended up working at UPS, y'all, from going from $2,000 every 2 weeks to $125 a week.
Now, what year was this?
Right.
This the same year. Nah, this was just like 2015.
All right.
And to be more specific, every Thursday. I remember them paydays every Thursday. So I end up selling everything, y'all. I start living with different friends, different family members, and you know, everybody asks, well, where was your mama and all this? You know, this not the time for that. But you know, we didn't have that type of relationship. We was business partners, but we wasn't like mother and daughter, but we did business together.
I get it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I couldn't really go to her. So I started living with different friends, house to house, and people was like, hey, you need to pay $200 a month. You need to pay $200. And I'm like, bro, I don't got no money. Right. What are you talking about?
$125 a week.
A week.
What is that?
What is that? And I got a $60 phone bill and a $30 gym membership.
Yeah, so what happened?
So, one of the last incidents, I was living with a guy friend, and I will never forget. You know, I came in. He was sitting on the couch. He was like, "Hey, you know, I need to talk to you." And I'm like, "Yeah, what's going on?" He was like, "You make me feel uncomfortable in my home because you don't come home and talk to me and you don't say nothing. So you're going to have to leave." First of all, bro, I'm not happy. What do you want to talk about?
Going on.
Right. What?
So after all those situations, his situation kind of brought me to the end. I was like, you know what, Lord? I'm finna just sleep in my car. I got a peace of mind. Nobody got to question me. I don't have to worry about no one asking about no money. So I slept in my car. And this is where the turnaround came in.
Is this the homeless season? So you were sleeping in your truck?
In my truck. In the heat. It was hot. It was summertime, I recall. It was hot. So I did that for a whole year. I mean, from going to vacant homes, sleeping in Walmart was my spot. That's where I ate. I stole food because I didn't look homeless. And I used to sleep at UPS because I was working double shifts, you know, to get extra money. So I was like, I'm just sleeping in the parking lot with everybody else. That's what everyone did. So long story short, one day I was sleeping at the Walmart on Wheatland and I needed to get to work. And I have no gas money, nothing. I just need to go get my check. So I was like, oh my God, I had a bunch of these pennies in my truck. I had a bunch of pennies, y'all. So I'm counting my pennies. I'm crying like, oh, baby, I got me a gallon. We gotta pick up my check, girl.
Yes.
And I go to the gas station and I remember going in and I give the cashier my pennies. I say, hey, sir, can you put this on a pump? The man look at me and say, I'm not taking your dirty pennies. These pennies are dirty. I'm not taking these pennies. And I'm like, hello? What? So, you know what I'm saying? I was like, what? So it's like I really stepped outside of my body and I looked at him like, dang, why would he say that to somebody, man? That's really mean. Like if I'm coming to you with some pennies, that mean I really don't got no money.
Yeah, that means that's
you know
all
what I'm saying?
that
means that's all I have.
Yeah.
So I had a little dignity left. I said, okay, well, where the restroom is, because you're gonna take these pennies. Let me go clean them.
Wait a minute.
So, hello, you taking these pennies? So he pointed to the restroom, y'all, and here they go, y'all. Y'all brace yourself. It's about to go down. The story about to go down.
Tell us.
So I go to the restroom. I'm scrubbing the pennies, scrubbing them.
Right.
And I have this freaking moment. I look up in the mirror, y'all, and it said, "You homeless." And I said, "What?" And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm homeless. I don't got nothing. Like this, I had this moment where I realized I was homeless for real. So while I'm crying, while I'm scrubbing the pennies end up falling down in the drain, y'all.
No!
My pennies fell in the drain. So I'm trying to dig in there and get the pennies out. I was only able to save a little bit because, you know, like those type of sinks is really deep, you know?
Yeah.
So I go back out. I throw the pennies to the cashier and say, here, put this in a pump.
Yeah.
I go out there, I pump my gas. I get in the car and I stop and I'm just like, dang, you homeless. So for the first time, y'all, in 1 year, I've always believed in the Lord. I've always trusted in the Lord, but I was so caught up in survival mode that I forgot just to take a moment. Just take a moment to pray. So I took this moment and I'm like, Lord, this can't be my life. I don't want to live like this no more, Lord. And I said, Lord, I promise you. I said, Lord, if you just bless me and get on my feet, I said, I'll live downtown. I'll live in South Dallas. I'll live on the floor. I said, I'm tired of sleeping in this truck. I can't stretch out. It's hot. Like I'm complaining.
Yeah.
And I said, Lord, I will do 3 things for you.
3, girl.
I said, I will tell my story around the world.
Tell it.
I said, I will help people just like me, I will minister. So to fast forward, the Lord ended up blessing me with a job the next week.
Wow.
The next week.
UPS.
That's your favor.
FedEx.
No, so I'm at UPS and I'm walking in, y'all. If anybody ever worked at a warehouse, they can vouch it for me. I'm walking in because they got to check you down. I get a phone call and they say, Miss McQueen, we saw your application online. We're hiring for an HR manager. Would you like to come in for an interview right now?
Don't say the company name. I'm
not. So I'm like, yeah, I come in right now. So I call UPS. Hey, I got a flat tire. I'm being late a little bit. So
You in the building now.
Excuse me, I got a flat tire, HR. Okay? And y'all, I went and the Lord blessed me with that job. And my first check, I started feeding the homeless with just sandwiches.
Right.
And I've never thought nothing about the homeless. To now having one of the largest homeless organizations in the world.
What you mean by in the world?
In the world. Well, we travel. So usually organizations like support, where they live at, but we have ambassadors in different places,
What
in different
states?
countries.
What country?
Oh, girl.
Atlanta, I
Okay.
know.
You don't gotta name
Oh.
all of them. How much?
Okay,
Tennessee,
so we done
Ghana,
Kenya, we done
Uganda,
Ghana, Atlanta, Memphis,
California.
Virginia, Houston. Now we in Oklahoma. It's a lot. Okay, so yeah, and the goal is 50 states around the world.
Yeah.
And I'm standing on the promises of the Lord because that one little promise that I gave God 5 years ago, He expanded it and took me places that I've never dreamed of just for 3 little promises that I just kept my word on. And it has changed my entire life. I'm an ordained minister. I am going to minister school. So I'm ordained minister.
I'm so focused.
Hallelujah.
I'm sorry, I was focused.
It's okay. I'm an ordained minister. I have been on the news. I've been on different type of radio stations. And as I promised the Lord, I tell my story and what the Lord done for me. And every time I tell this story, I give the glory to the Lord each time.
Yes, that's what it's
So,
about.
My name is Missionary McQueen.
Yes, baby. Yes. Yes. Who's that clap? Round of
All
applause.
right. Who we got?